Fighter Share report here with the coach, the motivator. Y'all don't see him on TV keeping it 100 all the time. Coach Joe Diaz. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great, thank you.
How's everything?
Everything's great, you know. I'm just happy to be here.
Now, a lot of people don't know, a lot of the casual boxing fans don't know what happened since the split between you and Timothy Bradley, because at that time, of course, he was your biggest, most popular guy. Can you just let everybody know what you got going on right now?
Well, right now, you know, I'm busy. I got a lot of fighters going on. You know, I got Diego De La Hoya, which is fighting tomorrow night. I have a new kid, you know, a top prospect, you know, Golden Boy. Was going back and forth trying to get a hold of this kid, and you know, we ended up in a nice agreement. This kid's from Dallas. His name is Virgil Ortiz, a kid that made a lot of noise in the amateurs, a lot of power, great kid. And you know, that's another one of my projects now. I got in camp back home. I got some more fighters that are coming up, a few undefeated fighters, and some former champions that are still in my camp, and I'm still keeping it real, man. I want to make more world champions.
Now, having Oscar De La Hoya's son under your wing, how does that feel? Is there any pressure on that? Because I know you've been around a long time, and you and De La Hoya, I'm sure, have a great relationship. But do you feel any type of pressure having to help him live up to the expectations of being De La Hoya's son?
You know, it's not his son, it's his cousin.
Okay, I'm sorry, his cousin.
It's Oscar's cousin, Diego. It's a big, you know, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, especially with him, because when Diego De La Hoya decided to turn pro, before he turned pro, somebody mentioned, hey, you know what, Diego De La Hoya wants to come and train with you. And I honestly didn't know the kid. And I never, you know, follow amateur boxing, because amateur boxing is a lot of politics, you know. I mean, as bad as it sounds, I don't like it. I never go to amateur boxing shows because there's already the favorites. There's already favorites that who are gonna make it, even though they win. Even though they lose, they win. You know, and I don't like that. You know, I like the fights to be fair in every aspect of the sport. And this kid was doing really well in Mexico. And when Oscar De La Hoya's brother, Joel, which is his manager, called me and said, "Hey, I have a kid from Mexico. As a matter of fact, he's my cousin, and he wants to turn pro." He says, "There's a lot of trainers out there they're very interested in training him, but you know, we have you on the top of the list. Would you be interested?" I said, "You know what, bring him down and I'll work with him, no problem." And then when he came to me, I realized how much of a talent that kid had. Over 250 amateur fights, you know, he represented the Olympic team in Mexico, been all over the world. So, you know, I figured, okay, this kid's is something else. And not because he has a De La Hoya last name, he is what he is. No, he's a real deal. That guy can hit, he's fast, he's got anger, and most of all, man, you can see he has a lot of balls because he can fight. And since then, you know, we started working, 1 fight, 2 fights, now he's 15-0, 9 knockouts, and tomorrow's gonna be the first pay-per-view. And the reason why I have a lot of pressure with that kid specifically is because he's Oscar's cousin, he's Joel's cousin, and by them bringing them to me, it's a big commitment, you know. It's like they believe in me.
Right.
So the pressure in me is, man, I gotta do the best for this kid and keep showing them what I can do with my work. As up to now, he's 15-0. It's great, but the fights are getting tougher. Now we're moving into a pay-per-view. We're opening up a pay-per-view, and pretty soon he'll be in there for a world title. And you know, everything that surrounds Diego De La Hoya involves me. It's my responsibility. That's the big pressure.
Now we got a couple more questions before we let you get out of here, Coach. Your prediction for the fight tomorrow night, the main event. I know you got some business to take care of, but I'm sure after your fight you'll probably stick around. Canelo, Liam Smith. Who you got?
I'm a big fan of the sport. You know, I love boxing. That's why I'm here. The fight between Canelo and Liam Smith is gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a fight that's gonna excite the fans in the first half. After the second half, I'm talking after the 5th, 6th round. After Canelo figures out Liam Smith, he's gonna start dominating the fight. But the first rounds is gonna be tough because Liam Smith is a tough fighter. He's a tough opponent. He's no easy fight for Canelo. If you don't know Liam Smith, a lot of people don't, because you know, you don't see that name too often, Liam Smith. But I've seen Liam Smith fight in England when he beat Thompson. Thompson was a winner of the ESPN tournament, and Thompson is no joke either. And when he knocked him out, I was like, okay, you know, Liam Smith started making noise. I remember Liam Smith, and he's gonna come and give Canelo some tough rounds. He's gonna come in, he's gonna give Canelo problems. You know, nothing's already predicted in boxing. And in this fight, for Canelo, he's a welterweight. I mean, he's a super welterweight, 154 pounds, and he's gonna come to fight. He's not gonna come over here just to put up a show. He's gonna put up a fight. But I think Canelo at the end is gonna be victorious.
And one last prediction: Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev.
You know, that fight is a tough fight to call, but Andre Ward is very smart. Kovalev is gonna come over and try to tear his head apart, but I think Andre Ward is too smart. His defense is great. He's gonna let him work and just work with Kovalev's work. He's gonna let him do whatever he wants, but he's gonna just basically focus on counter punching him and just make him make mistakes, you know, basically, because Andre Ward has been in the ins and outs of boxing. He is very, very talented with his defense. He's very smart, and even though Kovalev is very strong, you know, even though I can see this fight at 50-50, but I analyzing it, I lean more towards Andre Ward.
So you see Ward kind of set him up in the traps.
Yes.
Out, being a step ahead of him as Kovalev uses aggression, uses that jab.
I see Andre Ward setting up his plan along the way. Round by round, he makes adjustments, and I know that it's going to take maybe 1 or 2 rounds to figure out the distance between him and Kovalev. And his distance is always great, and he can catch you off guard. He can make you fall short and counter you. And I just think that he's going to work with his own power. Andre Ward's going to work with Kovalev's own power to make him miss, you know, counter punch, and just set up his own traps.
Coach, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure and honor, man, to get some brain food from you this evening. We're going to let you get out of here, and we thank you for all the knowledge you just gave us. And God bless, and we'll see you around.
Thank you, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.